Shirin Neshat is an Iranian visual artist who currently lives in the United States. Her pieces have garnered several international awards and have been displayed in museums all around the world. Neshat was born and raised in the city of Qazvin, Iran, and came to the US right before the Islamic Revolution of 1979. After a decade in the West, Neshat decided to return to Iran, a momentous experience that inspires the art she creates today. As she mentions in her TED Talk, the Iran that she once knew had completely transformed. The repercussions of the Islamic Revolution completely altered the society's culture to the point that she no longer recognized Iran as her home. Oftentimes calling herself an artist in exile, her pieces touch upon the role of women as an embodiment of a political struggle within the country. A particularly poignant series is Women of Allah. In this series, Neshat depicts veiled women holding guns and covered in Farsi script. As she explains in a lecture, Neshat attempts with these images to target two audiences, both the West and the East. She boldly states that the American-led military coup that overthrew the democratically elected leader Mossadegh stole Iran's organic democracy, and thus these images are a means of expressing the aftermath to the Western world. At the same time, however, Neshat strives to unveil the repression of women in Iran through these fatalistic images in order to stir controversy within Iranian society. As mentioned before, Neshat depicts women in these series in order to call to the public attention the use of female identity for political motives. The hijab is a very contentious topic in Iranian society, and its presence in these images seeks to trigger that debate. In addition to her photography, Neshat has also mastered the art of film. She has made several films that demonstrate an oppression difficult to articulate in words alone. The following are two clips from the 9-minute film titled Turbulent. The first depicts a man singing in a religious style common after the revolution. He sings about how his deep love, presumably for God although not explicitly stated, has caused him to fall into a severe bout of despair. I find the second part of this clip much more interesting, as we hear the woman try to recount her sorrows. As she attempts to sing, not a word comes out of her mouth, but rather a moan that transforms into shrieks. This part of the clip reveals the oppression of the female voice in society, along with the turbulence that is afflicted upon women in post-revolutionary Iran. Neshat's work is a prime example of the Kantian notion of beauty. Her haunting images surprise the viewer. They also cause the viewer to take a pause and reflect. As we look at these photographs and watch Neshat's films, we become eager to talk about them not out of our personal interest, but rather to understand what makes them so beautiful. Applying Freire's political philosophy, Neshat's art brings a large amount of visibility to issues regarding the role of women in society, from which we may feel inclined to act. Neshat actually criticizes the Western world's use of art as a form of entertainment, claiming that for the oppressed, art is a form of resistance.